Oh, I got a whole hour of recording. Really? Okay, turn your movie. Okay.
Why camera gotta be all on me? This is your channel.
I don't like how you can't really see me. Whatever. It's fine, like the lighting or all that. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sheena, aka Slim, and this is my husband, Moray.
What's up?
And we saw, this is going to be a video about, this is funny because like I never do like movie reviews, but I have the perfect person to do this movie review with as we're watching a movie. Well, we watched a movie last night and now he's watching his TV show because that's what he does. But we went to the movies last night.
It's too early for this.
And we freaking saw A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and what's the guy's name?
Bradley Cooper, who directed the movie.
Wow. Yeah.
First time.
First time. Oh, that he directed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. First of all, I was just really excited to like see it because I'm like obsessed with Lady Gaga. I just love her as a person and as an entertainer. And I saw her on tour when she came out here in San Diego. But her in this movie, I just learned that she had a movie and A Star is Born, and I'm like, okay, I love movies like this because I am a singer and artist as well, so I totally, love those types of movies. So, my husband was like, for our date night, we're gonna go to the movies, and that's what we saw. So, come on, help me, movie man. How was this movie?
I thought it was interesting because
we have to tell from start to finish, but not telling all the.
I thought it was interesting because Lady Gaga said that starting out she wanted to be an actress, but she didn't like she said that she didn't audition well and she wasn't really good at acting, so she just decided to do music. And I think it's interesting that she got her first movie role in this movie called A Star is Born, because basically a movie star was born.
Damn, and she already was a star.
Yeah, she was already a star. But like this was her original dream. Like this is what she really grew up wanting to do, and she finally like that part of her stardom was born in this movie. So A Star was born.
So true, and it's obviously like the perfect part for her to play because she obviously has experience with being a star.
It was a perfect, and they said that Beyonce was up for the role and somebody else, but I'm just watching the movie. I'm like, there's no one better for this role than Lady Gaga.
Yeah, and they also said, I mean, I found this information out from you, but like that their chemistry on screen and like it was like it really felt like we were like a part of their experience and their tour, and like we were just on the road with them, and like it just felt very real. Like I've never watched a movie that the acting just felt so real, and I'm telling you, like it was so personal as far as like the energy, and like that's why like the whole theater was just so still and like so quiet, like you just.
And that goes back to
real shit.
That goes back to what I was saying. What they said on the radio, they were like, Bradley Cooper kept going off script, and Lady Gaga was getting frustrated, and she was like crying a lot because this is her first time, and she wanted to do a good job, and she was just reading her script and just following that. And Bradley Cooper had to explain to her like, it's good that you want to follow the script, but sometimes like movie and that chemistry and just creating the scene that is like powerful and impactful is it's more about paying attention to the essence of what the scene is about rather than just blindly following the script. And so a lot of that movie was unscripted and improvised, so that's probably why it felt so good.
I really appreciated that, and I appreciate that just in general, like when people can just be real and like be vulnerable, be in the moment, and like that's totally like how the whole movie was. And like he met her in such a vulnerable space too when he first like met her in the movie. So but wow, like as far as like just my personal experience, I thought that there were so many synchronicities throughout the whole film as far as like my life and me and I'm concerned. So you know, like with being a songwriter and being like an artist, up and coming artist, and like that struggle, and then finally like making it on, and it's like you have no idea like how you're gonna make it on, and you have no idea like how it's all gonna work out, but it ends up working out. And what was I gonna say? It's just crazy too how, you know, how much us as artists, like, we want to be successful and we want to sell our music and do that for a living, but then like the industry will get a hold of you, and like you're just so blind because you just want so badly to like get on. And that's kind of like a moment that happened in the movie with her, because she was so talented like as a songwriter and as a performer when she was performing with Bradley Cooper, and then it kind of like steered in another direction that kind of like shifted the whole,
like, she sold out. She became mainstream, and like he didn't like that because he obviously knew how the industry worked, and he knew like that whole experience, that whole world, because he'd been in it. And
he just seemed more of like an organic type of like artist that didn't, he was so talented he didn't need no motherfucking manager or no shit. He was just the shit. And
yeah, it was
like,
all about music, and he didn't like the fact that it was becoming this like mainstream thing where it was like, I gotta have dancers, and I gotta change my hair color, and I gotta have this big name manager and sign with a label and do all this stuff and go on talk shows. And he's like, when I met you and when you met me, it was all about just getting on stage and performing in front of people, and just all about the music.
yeah, like it was crazy. So
and I felt like Lady Gaga's character, obviously she loved him in the beginning when she first met him, but then like she just never like, I don't want to tell the movie.
Yeah, like,
but,
we're not don't tell the movie.
But he had his own personal shit that he was dealing with, and she never like really like helped him like deal with that and grow up from that. And
I feel like she helped him the best way that she knew how to, and
she went on and got her career and all this stuff, but like
I don't feel like she like used him or anything like that, or that she loved him any less, because she really was like all for him, you know. But like sometimes people don't know like how to, like, you can't really help somebody who's that far gone, you know. And that's kind of why he,
like, there was a part in the movie where like he, you know, collapsed or whatever, and she was just in front of all these people, she was like, oh, it's okay, he does this all the time. Like, if you're my wife, like, you should be like, something's wrong. Like, we need, like, everyone needs to leave. Like, we need to take care. I need to take care of my husband. Like, we need
yeah. But think too, like, how, you know, because like in that moment, I thought like how when people are really in those relationships that have like, they're like married to an alcoholic or something like that, they obviously like accept and support their spouse's like addiction, you know. And I know like some of them obviously maybe try to help them and get them in rehab and stuff, but her saying like, oh, he does this all the time, like, she knows his like limits and stuff. And I feel like she just got to a point where she got comfortable with it, because she learned like, oh, this is what he does. Like when she first met him, and like she, you know, was getting all ready and stuff, and then she came out and like he was like passed out, that like scared the shit out of her. And so then she learned from his brother, like, yeah, you have no fucking idea what you're in for with this guy, you know, like he's a drunk basically. And so she just learned like his limits, and then, you know, but everybody has their breaking point. So it's like, that's why it's so important to like nip that shit in the butt like as quickly as possible, and never take it for granted that if you do have somebody out there who is like suffering from an addiction, that, oh, they only do it every once in a while, oh, da, 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 da. Like, no, like, you need to take that shit seriously right away and not even play with fire. So
yeah, this movie was like a movie about addiction.
yeah,
Definitely. And it's crazy because the movie was a really good movie, and it was about singers, so, you know, there was music in it. But if you really like pay attention, if you really like movies like I do, like, you can tell like this movie was a musical, but it was really interesting and cool how they made it feel less like a musical. Like, if you've ever seen like classical like musical movies or whatever, they made it seem less like a musical and more like just a really good movie. But I could see it was a musical.
yeah, I didn't really feel, I mean, I didn't really feel like it was a musical, but I get what you're saying as
Yeah,
far as like how they
you're not
like,
supposed to feel like it's a
yeah,
musical, but it actually is.
yeah, yeah. And I liked how they did it because sometimes I don't like watching musicals as
I
much as
don't really
I,
like watching musicals
you know,
either.
because it's so cheesy and like, okay, they're about to sing a
Hmm.
song, you know.
And they made a musical, but they made everyone in the audience feel like they're just watching just another movie.
Yeah, and the music was really, really good
So good.
too. Like,
Lady Gaga
and like it was crazy.
sang.
It was crazy. Like it's just like the way that the camera and everything, like it really made you feel like you were on stage with them. Like you see the
Mm,
sweat, you see the guitar, you hear it in your like soul. Like it's so
mm,
loud. Like it really felt we were at like a rock show like the
mm,
whole time.
yeah.
So, and it was just really beautiful how their characters just kind of blended and like, you know, it was just a lot of big, huge life lessons in that movie in general.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Like, so much hit home for me, and I was just like, it's so fucking weird, you know, how like shit like that happens. Like, you be going through stuff in life, and then you watch a movie, and it's literally, it's like when you go to church or something, and like, you go, and they're like speaking to you, like,
Yeah, like the whole
ah, like
movie
what
is
just
just,
happened.
you know.
We're just like really, you know, and so of course, like I was trying to hold back so many tears. Like sometimes I'm just sitting in the freaking like chair and I have like snot like
That
dripping,
happened to me,
and
and
I'm
I wasn't
like,
even
how
crying.
is snot dripping right now?
I
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
even
that's really
crying.
gross, but
And a thing of snot just was like, and
ew,
I was
you
like,
too,
I was trying to be cool because I didn't want people to think I was
right?
crying, but I was like,
And you know what's so funny? It's a dark theater, but of course you can like still see people. And sometimes
yeah.
I was looking like to look at other people like, is y'all wiping y'all tears? And I totally like saw people,
Yeah,
you know.
man. Yeah, I shed a tear. It
And
was a
I
good
was
movie.
drinking a glass of wine, and
And she was getting fucked up.
like I was so
And I don't know.
relaxed,
I watched this
but
other movie review from this comedian that I watch on YouTube, and he do his five-star review. Like, I give it 1 out of 5 stars or whatever. But he do saxophones instead of stars. But he
mm,
gave the movie. He was like hyping the movie up, talking about how great it was, like how he cried in the movie. And we was sitting here guessing like he gonna give it 5 stars or five saxophones fighting. He was like, I give it 4 out of 5. I'm like,
no way.
I
That
watched that movie
movie,
as a five
I will go see
saxophone
that
movie.
movie
5
again.
stars.
I will go see. That's one of my favorite movies
This
now.
is a great movie.
So, oh
So
my
go see
gosh,
it.
yeah, go see it.
Spend that ten
And
dollars.
seriously, like Lady Gaga is so beautiful and so inspiring, and she has
Mm-hmm.
the most amazing, like she's just an amazing
It was so
character.
interesting to see her like when she did like come on the scene and like her career was taking off. It was interesting to see her career as a musician take off and have the image she does because we know Lady Gaga in real life has a
Hmm.
music career and it was completely different from what her career was when it first took off. Like when Lady Gaga's career first took off, it was like shoulder pads with spikes and meat dresses and all this extravagant crazy stuff, blonde hair, and like in the movie, her character who's a musician, when her career took off, she was just like this normal, like cute girl with like brown hair and just, normal face.
I even heard like
It was
the
so weird.
people behind us in the theater, like
They were
they,
like, she doesn't even look like Lady Gaga.
I'm like, can you get over it? Like,
That
motherfuckers,
is Lady Gaga.
understand that yes, there are artists out here, and look, like, we just
It doesn't
look
look like the
fucking
persona
normal. Yeah, like,
that
that
you
don't really
got used
surprise
to.
me. That don't really surprise me that she looks normal. I'm like,
But it was a
yeah.
perfect role for her because she even expressed like just personally like in her documentary that coming into this music industry like sometimes it's uncomfortable because people don't like the way you look or you have to like do this or do that and she even said like the whole reason why I did all those weird things was just because no matter how much the industry wanted to change me to fit the image they thought would sell, I always felt like I wanted to keep myself in it. And so I would do weird things like that to say, yeah, you can change the way I look, you can change this, but I'm still going to be me and be myself. And I'm going to do just something weird so
Yeah,
that,
so like all that weird shit that you guys see, like it's not really like because she likes blood and guts
yeah.
and shit. Like
Like
she
what you see now is what she's always wanted to be. And I feel like it's amazing that she did this movie because it
mm,
shows how she actually really wanted to like do her music career. That's why I say it's perfect for her.
yeah, but I still think that she wanted to be crazy Lady Gaga and like express
Yeah,
herself and stuff,
yeah.
and she still got to do it the way that she wanted to
Hmm.
because they didn't get to like slut her out, you know, like she still was like beautiful and sexy and all that, but throw a little bit of motherfucking what's it
Put a
called?
little motherfucking cheese on it.
Put some cheese or
Shout
put
out to Auntie Fee.
that I know. Put that like meat dress, that meat, you know, just like weird shit like that. She incorporated so that she can just feel like she's in control, basically. But
Yeah, it was perfect for like this that character she portrayed was basically her life. And if you've ever seen her documentary on Netflix, and you know what I mean by that, like watch this movie A Star Is Born, and then her Netflix documentary. I think it's called 5'2".
Oh yeah, 5'2".
Yeah.
Is that how tall she is? Probably.
Mhm.
Oh.
She's
Yeah, she's an amazing actress, artist.
Bradley Cooper did his thing.
Yeah, he was super handsome
He did a
and an
great job
amazing
as
rock
an
star.
actor, and he can sing. I know he can sing like that, and he directed the movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you are looking to go on a romantic date with your lover and you want to cry, because, oh my God, let me tell you. So, when we left the theater, like, I already know, yo, ass was like looking at me like to see if I had like.
Sheen was walking out
let
the
me
theater
say-
stiff, like.
I was breathing. Tell me why, though. Tell me why when we go out the theater. Tell me why it was pouring rain, and that made it
Angels were crying.
that made it even more intense. And so then you like gave me your jacket, and I thought that was interesting because I had a jacket on, but you still gave me your jacket.
Yeah, because it was raining and you need to cover your head. Because I had a hoodie. You had a little bitty little motorcycle half mini
Oh yeah,
biker
okay.
leather jacket
So
with chains and
knives and shit. So don't fuck with me,
buckles.
anyone. So
belts.
pepper spray. I need some of that. But like I lost it. Like I had his jacket and I had the hood and I was
And all I hear is
like I have never. There was another movie where I like cried really hard after, wasn't there?
I don't know.
I can't think.
You cry on every movie.
No, I don't. This movie had me like sobbing as if my like dog died or like something like really. But honestly, it was because
Don't tell the movie.
I'm not gonna tell the movie,
Okay.
but it was just because like so much resonated for me, and I truly love when like the universe does that. Like it just brings it like that's why like I do not take anything for granted, because I see how fragile like life is, and I see like how things can go when you're paying attention to, you know, the material world and like what you want. Like she wanted the fame and she wanted this and she wanted that, and maybe, you know, that distracted her from the fact that her husband had this like, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, had this really like intense disease of alcoholism, you know? And I just, you know, I don't know, I just want people to, you know, pay attention to that. And Murray, stop. I want people to pay attention to that, and, you know, and it's not just that, but like for us artists too, you know, like knowing that, because after this movie, I'm like, I have a vision board and I have a Grammy on my, I'm like, I'm good. I don't want no. What?
We had 18 minutes.
So what?
You trying to do an hour video?
No, don't worry about the time. Time doesn't exist.
Oh, time does not exist.
And I'm
Okay.
happy I actually have way more than 18 minutes, but no, this video won't be that long.
It's already that long.
But it's fine, because everyone loves long videos and long expressions. So, anyways, but like, see, now I forgot what I was going to say.
You love when movies speak their truth like this.
I just
You do
love
that.
learning. I love life lessons. I love real shit. And I love, like, drama and romance. And was this a true story? No.
No.
Okay. Well,
But so many people in the industry do go through this. And, you know, the things that you see in this movie.
yeah,
you've
that's what I was
seen
trying to
and heard
say.
about.
It's like we think so much that like the other side is where it's at, and like if only I had, you know, the fame or the money and all this shit, like it really just makes you. Can you seriously? Why?
This is a really intense thing you're talking
You're
about right now.
so
I have to
dumb.
capture. I'm the director. I'm Bradley Cooper right now,
We're
so
ghetto with our cell phone,
I have
and
to. I
this is
have
what we're
to.
doing right now.
I
But
gotta
we are.
capture the moment.
All right, so
I have to capture this.
it just made me feel like more because I came to this like moment recently where I'm like, it's like self acceptance, and it's like you don't have to have the fame or the money and all this stuff to be whatever it is you want to be. If you are an artist or if you are who you are, then that's who you fucking are, and only you can decide that. This person next to me can't decide that. The people over there can't decide that. Social media can't decide that. Like, if I say that I am this type of person and if I know who I am and if I just be that person, whether I have 5 fans or 5,000 billion fans, then it is what it is. And honestly, like, I only want to navigate my purpose as an artist, a singer songwriter, coming from a place of authenticity as far as like how I like navigate. Like, I don't ever want to like write a song because I'm trying to get a #1 hit or change my image because I'm trying to fit in or get fake boobs, fake ass, like all this shit. Like, I just want to be myself and I want it to be super organic what I do so that when I do it, it's completely real and it's like affecting the masses who are able to like receive it and know like that this is some real, true like music shit, artist shit that I'm on. So I just really appreciated that part of the movie and like seeing like her perform because I of course like I've had dreams of like, oh, I want to perform on like SNL or things like that, but like seeing how it all really is, like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to, but that's not really what I'm like striving for. I'm striving for something that's more real. And really just healing people through like my music. But that's all I want to say about me because this
And
is really about the Lady Gaga movie
it's
review.
cool because when she came out the theater, she was like, "Fuck that! I don't want to be a singer now." But it's like
No, I
the
do want to be.
industry.
I am a singer, but
It just shows you like the difference in how you can go about pursuing your music career, and it doesn't have to go that way. Like, Lady Gaga made a choice, and her husband Bradley Cooper, they argued about it at times about
yeah, and it was
her
so
choices.
crazy to like see like the dysfunction between that
Hmm.
because like you're in it so you don't see what's happening to
Hmm.
you. So she's like, you're just jealous and da da da, and like he's like, you got, what is your song talking about? I'm pumping my ass on your
Yeah,
leg, like I'm
it
grinding
don't
my,
have to be that
like
way.
what,
You can choose your destiny in whatever career path you take, especially music.
Yeah.
And
And I would hear that all the time and I wouldn't understand that. I would be like why is the industry so scary, like what's the big deal, like I didn't get it. But then as I've slowly like moved into more of like my music career and understanding of everything, like I see what everybody's talking about.
hmm
And I definitely am so bored with the way that things are because a lot of artists not really are the same because obviously everyone has a different like style in music, but just the way that they portray themselves and their images.
and that all comes down to their management and their label trying to make, because the label is, it's just a business. They're not artists, they're not creative people. They just have a business and they're
Yeah,
selling.
I don't.
To them, they're selling a product just like you go to the store and you pick anything else up off the shelf,
Yeah, I don't
and
like that. I don't want nobody in control of me or my shit or nothing.
they're trying to sell whatever they feel like will sell and will that people will buy. So they get an artist signed to the label. They're like, we need you to look like this. We need you to dance like this. We
Yeah, I
need
don't
your
like that.
lyrics to be this way
Mm.
because this is what people buy.
And that's why so many songwriters can't be songwriters because they don't
Hmm.
want you to write about what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about. They want to hear you write about how you want to twerk that ass on a damn leg
yeah. That's what the labels think is
or
trending and cool and will sell. So they're like, you get an artist who really wants to like really has a voice who wants to write lyrics
say
that
something.
mean something, but the label is like, people don't want to hear that. They want to hear the shallow stuff. So make that music. And some artists
Make
sell
that
out.
money.
Some artists sell out and do that, and some artists
Yeah.
are like, well, fuck that. I guess I just won't be as big because I'm gonna do things my way. And a lot of filmmakers are the same way, you know.
Yeah, we're
Um,
at 24 minutes.
People, shut up. You don't want to took it here.
You're the one.
Like people, for example, hate Zack Miller and how he makes his movies, like the Justice League movie or Batman versus Superman. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Warner Brothers, his company that he worked for, is controlling a lot of stuff and putting a lot of influence and say so into what gets put on screen and what doesn't. And him as a creator, like what you see isn't really his vision. Like his vision would have been way better if they would have
Yeah.
just stepped aside and let him be the artist.
And that's why it's so important to stay true to your artistry. And that's what I'm saying. Like, who fucking cares? Like, it's one thing if you're like, it's just kind of going back, because I was going to say, it's one thing if you're like surviving off of it or whatever. But then again, it's like if you're an artist, like, don't do it for the money, do it for the art. And I feel like that's
And the money
most
will come because people
will respond.
People don't want what the labels or the companies say people want. People want real art.
Yeah.
That's why when you
Because
listen to the radio, sometimes you don't even want to listen to the radio because it's the same shit over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I feel like people want real art, and it's because it allows them to feel and accept their life because they can obviously relate to it in whatever type of way that it comes out to them. So
Just like this movie, the art of this movie that was made was real shit. It wasn't some mainstream cookie cutter.
yeah, we got to see like her insecurities that all of us women can relate to, and
Yeah.
especially if you're an artist as well, you know.
get to see like the trouble and the pain and the shit that men go through that they don't ever address or that that they don't know how to deal with. You get to see that side. You get to see the human side of both sides, you know.
Yeah.
Literally the first like couple of seconds of the movie, Lady Gaga is like, fucking men! Like
Yeah, that was super funny. She just screamed it, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that makes
But this wasn't
so
like
much
a
sense.
typical cheesy mainstream love romance movie. It wasn't the typical
This was
musical.
raw and real.
It wasn't a typical musical.
This was raw
It
and
was
real.
real
Just like
art that Bradley Cooper made, and it was his first time directing a movie, but people love this movie.
So, babe, did you feel like this movie was so like, you know, real and relatable?
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about for the last 27 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, we love the movie. It was a great night. So
go see the movie.
make sure you see it. And make sure you bring some tissue, because I did, and I definitely needed it.
Don't drink wine if you're emotional already.
Drink wine so that you just are on the most ultimate experience of relaxation, and you're like going on the concerts with them, and you're like, hey, but then yeah, it's gonna get you, but it's all good. It's good to feel, you know.
Yeah.
So we're recovered now. It's a new day, and we're gonna go play. So
All right, go watch the movie.
everyone have
And if
a
you like the
beautiful
vibe,
day.
subscribe.
And yeah, if you like the vibe here, please subscribe to my channel for more videos about real life and love and just everything that is above. And I'm just trying to rhyme now. Okay, I'm done. Go see A Star Is Born, and we love you. Thanks for doing this video with me, Murray.
Go see A Star Is Born. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.